everybody, and welcome back to the Lady Lorian Show. If you are a new listener, welcome. We're happy to have you. And if you are a loyal, continuing listener, we are more than happy to have you. Thanks for sticking with our shenanigans. Today we're gonna be talking about episodes 6 and 7 of the Bad Batch and catching up on that. And we have a very special guest with us, one of the Lady Lorian's understudies, as we like to call some of our friends. We have our friend Afton here with us, who's a huge Star Wars fan. You might know her from Twitter. She's all over the place. And we love her. She's one of the sweetest humans on this planet. So, Afton, do you want to continue your introduction?
Yes. Hi, my name is Afton, or as I go on Twitter, Affy. My Twitter is Affy Louisa. I am a Star Wars fan. I am also a Transformers fan, a Attack on Titan fan. What else am I? I'm an Ultron fan. You can catch me simping for Ultron on Twitter sometimes. Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
You can catch us simping for Affy on Twitter.
Also, I am one of Twitter's #1 Wrecker stans. So
just everything.
Everything. Also, I like Cars too. Don't come at me.
Okay, yeah, this is where the big divide in our friendship because Afton and just Afton thinks Cars 2 is a good movie. Everyone else thinks Cars 2 deserves to be deleted.
Wait,
I think Cars 2 is great. What do you mean? We have Michael Caine as a car.
That you bring up a good Kenzie. What's your favorite Cars movie?
My favorite Cars movie is obviously the original.
See, mine's the third one.
See, okay, well, like 3 is like definitely like a close. Like I feel like 3 makes me like more emotional now because it's like that throwback. However, like Cars 1 is the original. Like it's what made me fall in love with Cars. And yeah, and then Cars 3 is my second favorite, pretty close to the first. And then I just pretend Cars 2 doesn't exist.
Cars 3 was my favorite because I used to be a big Army Hammer stan.
Before the allegations.
That has changed. That has done a 360. But yeah, I used to have a Jackson Storm Magic Band. I had a Jackson Storm plushie and all this stuff because I was a big fan of Army Hammer and can't say that anymore. I'm not.
Well, maybe you should join the Owen Wilson fan club.
I'm already in it, definitely.
He's in Loki.
Oh, love
I
him.
haven't watched Loki yet, and I need to.
Also, can we talk about how people didn't only know Owen Wilson from Loki now?
What?
They didn't know him from anything else.
That's so weird. It's like, how could you not recognize his voice? Like,
well, even if you didn't know him from like if you didn't realize that he was Lightning McQueen, which controversial if you don't realize that, but like Marley and Me, like he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Night of the Museum.
Yes. Bro, I think I'm about to become a Night of the Museum like Stan account.
So I actually met Rami Malek.
Really?
I've met Rami Malek, and it was a cool story because my dad used to work in the film and TV industry. And we got to go see things like I saw Cars 3 at Disney Studios in Burbank.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was an experience. I was crying in a Disney Studios theater. That was not my best experience.
Oh.
But yeah, no, so I got to meet Rami Malek at a screening of Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's so wow. I'm jealous.
Wow.
Was he mean?
Wait.
No, he's a nice guy.
This has been really fun. However, Afton hasn't talked about her one personality trait yet.
Oh, yes. So if you guys like The Mandalorian, the show The Mandalorian, I am located in the real life Tython. So in the episode The Tragedy, where we lose our beloved Razor Crest, moment of silence for the Razor Crest. Okay. I live where they shot the Tython scenes, and it's actually, fun fact, it's one of the only like on location shooting they've done for The Mandalorian.
Very cool.
Wow, because they do it all on that LED stage,
mm-hmm.
which is also very cool. But yeah, I got to visit Tython too in December. And it was
Yes, you
super
were
windy.
like 5 minutes away from me.
I had no idea. Like, oh my gosh. Sigh. How was everybody's week? How are we doing?
Great.
Oh,
Today is
baby.
my Friday. So I have my one day off tomorrow.
Good luck.
Dodge is making big moves. She's moving in silence, but she started a new job in a new state. Dodge, how we doing? You holding up?
I'm going. I realized in last episode I didn't talk about my job. And so like it looks like I actually kicked Izzy out of her house and like just
No, you did. You kicked Izzy out of her house.
but
Be honest.
yeah, that's the reason why I took this job. But no, I did take I took a job or an internship in Florida, and so I am in the corporate world right now, and it's very long hours. I'm learning a lot, but it is very long. Not gonna lie.
Dodge is girl bossing.
Yes. We'll have a little Bo-Katan moment.
Girl, Dodge is the girl boss to my gaslight.
Oh, love that for you.
Who's the
You
gatekeep?
guys,
Who's the
I
gatekeep?
guess I'm gatekeep.
Amazing.
I saw In the Heights this past weekend,
Was it?
and
Oh,
I
so good.
cried during every single number. I cried, or almost cried. It was like on the verge of tears the whole time. It was super emotional. It's just like emotionally cathartic. Well, like I was a huge theater kid for a long time. So like some of it was just like nostalgia and like hearing the songs and just remembering that part of my life and being like, oh, like stuff was so much simpler then. Like I miss it.
I mean, Breathe do still be on my playlist, okay? Not gonna lie.
Yeah. And
Okay. In the Heights was really good though.
oh my God, it was one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Like it was anybody who's considering going to see it and is kind of on the fence about it, go see it. It's so good. You won't regret it. It was really good, but I cried the whole time and I walked out of the theater. I was a mess that day. So
Oh, I cried definitely at that one moment in that one scene where that one person goes away.
yeah.
I was a mess. I was a whole mess. And I saw it with my aunt. I took my aunt to go see it for her birthday. And I was in the theater crying next to her and she's just giving me this eye. She's like, okay.
Also, yeah, there are lots of Broadway cameos from the cast of Hamilton and In the Heights and stuff.
And Mark Anthony.
Yeah. But anyway, it was really good. Highly recommend.
Nice. Have you guys? Have you guys seen Raya? No one is talking about it.
I
I
have.
haven't seen it yet. I have not
No
seen
one
it yet.
is talking
They
about
put it for free on Disney Plus now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Frozen.
did you watched it? Interesting. Okay.
Well, just like the whole thing of people being turned to stone and then quirky girl boss princess like teams up with like a gang of unlikely friends to unfreeze them. I was like,
I'm just like,
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't like say anything about the plot or anything.
Yeah.
I feel like Disney did a terrible job marketing it,
Yes.
and it makes me
Mhm.
mad because, again, like we don't have many princesses of color and stuff like that, and so like Raya was such a huge opportunity, and like I feel like Disney's gonna mark it as like a fail because it didn't like do.
Can I
super
just
well.
play devil's advocate for a moment? Because I feel like the pandemic really was detrimental to marketing because they were doing really well marketing it in the beginning, and then the pandemic hit, and then like marketing really went downhill, you know?
Well, there's like, is there not a Pixar movie coming out that I feel like has not been marketed like at all?
Luca.
The
Luca.
Luca one.
Yeah, and so I'm like I get it, like the pandemic and everything.
but then again, like when I think about when Frozen came out, do you remember seeing the trailers in the theater and it was just like ice and it was just like
Yeah.
they showed I think they showed Olaf, but when I was going in to see Frozen on like opening week, I had no idea it was a princess movie. You know, we had never seen Anna, we had never seen Elsa in a trailer until the movie was released, which was like really odd, but then it made the viewing experience like a total surprise. So sometimes that's good and it works in Disney's favor. But my thing with Raya was that like I could predict what was going to happen the whole time. Like there were no moments where I was really on the edge of my seat and like worried, or there was a huge plot twist like Hans and Frozen. Like I felt like I just knew what was coming the whole time.
Mackenzie, you good?
Do not even get me Sorry, this has nothing to do with Raya. You said his name.
No twist villains in this household, apparently.
No, I wanted a Hans redemption arc in Frozen 2 so bad, and I'm so sad we never got it.
Dude,
They
no.
they mentioned him, and I was like, that's it. Like, oh my gosh. But okay, and I get it. The pandemic freaking busted this movie. Same with like all the movies that have come out. Like
Like
Soul
Mulan.
was so good. The Mulan movie was so good. Like all these movies were so good.
I have a lot of feelings about Mulan too, though. But
I haven't seen
too. Oh, me too. It's just
and what was that? The movie with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
Oh, Onward.
Well, Onward was right before the pandemic or like came out right during.
Yeah.
Like, because that was the that I still haven't seen a movie in theaters since COVID, and that was the last thing I saw was Onward, and like I remember seeing it, and then like a week later the world shut down, and then like they released it on Disney Plus, and I was like, first of all, I paid for that, so rude.
I think that was like right before they were figuring out like the whole premiere access thing. They just didn't know what to do with like first run movies. Like now with like Mulan and Raya and now Cruella, they're doing like the $30 surcharge on Disney Plus. I was very fortunate to see Cruella in theaters. I'm obsessed with that movie. I'm seeing it for the third time tomorrow.
I've heard a lot of good things. I want to see it. I haven't yet. My problem is I have no friends here, so no one ever wants to go to the movies.
I will fly down.
I haven't seen Cruella yet, but on the surface, I'm one of those people that's like, can't she just hate dogs for no reason? Like, can't she just be a terrible person for no reason? Like, did dogs really have to kill her mama for her to kill dogs?
So here's the thing. I thought it was good. So I went into it thinking it was going to be so stupid and it was going to suck. Like my expectations were on the floor for that movie. And I went to see that movie the first time, and the first time actually was a really sad time because I got ushered into the wrong movie theater. So I missed like the first hour of the movie. And so I went, and I just like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, oh, I'll just watch the rest of this. I'll just stay there. But like, I saw it the second time. So I came home and I saw it again, and I watched the first half of the movie, and I thought it was going to be awful. I thought I was going to hate it. No, I actually really liked it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of. I did not have high expectations for it at all. But like, literally everyone I've talked to has been like, "Oh my god, so good!" Like, so I'm definitely interested to see. I feel like Disney has been like killing it lately with like good movies. I just feel like because of COVID and everything, the marketing has really gone downhill, and they've obviously like had to push like a lot of release dates back. I mean, Black Widow was supposed to come out like a year and a half ago, and now it's coming out next month.
I just don't understand why they didn't push more movies back. That's what I think. Because Black Widow like is gonna bring everyone to the theaters. Like that's gonna be the movie that brings everyone back, right? That's what I think.
Also, everything's opening up more now. So.
Exactly. And so like I feel like when Black Widow comes out, it's gonna be like pretty close to how it would be. But all these other movies are great movies. Like I thought Raya was really good. And it just makes me really sad that they couldn't push it out just a little bit more, because I thought it was really good. Like y'all know my love for Princess and the Frog. Like it was Princess and the Frog good to me. Like I thought it was really good.
Really?
But, yeah, I mean I also just like I didn't make the connection for Frozen that you made. I just thought it was like really unique in different ways, if that makes sense.
The structure of it was very unique.
Yeah. And so I think it was just something kind of new for me, and it wasn't like as like emotional as like Onward was. And like Soul too, like was Soul and Onward were both like just really like like they're really good but really emotional movies. And I feel like Raya was like one of those movies that like it was like, yeah, there's emotion to it, but also like I had fun watching it, if that makes sense.
Also, mind you, this is a kids movie. It is marketed more towards kids. So kids see a movie a different way than adults see a movie. So maybe a child enjoyed it like more than like an adult would, you know?
People need to keep that in mind with Star Wars movies as well.
Oh, you're so right, Ruthie.
You're so right.
and Star Wars content in general.
Like people
yeah,
are like the
it's
Bad
for
Batch.
everybody.
I've
but
already
there-
seen people talk about Bad Batch and be like, not every like complaining about like episodes not having as much like
Filler
stuff
episodes
happening, and that they're boring or fillers, and like again at the end of the day, like it's a kid show just like Clone Wars was. Like,
Well, also, if you don't have filler episodes, this is a good transition. But if you don't have filler episodes, like you're not getting attached to the characters emotionally. When you don't have those little moments, you know, like Echo, like and Omega with the doll in the marketplace or whatever, and things like that, like with characters, and you don't make the time for that and put them in a script, like then when something bad happens to a character or a character turns or something like that, it doesn't have as much as an emotional impact on you. So like yeah, like it's the beginning and things are moving kind of slow, but it's like these are good storytellers behind this. I mean, this is Dave Filoni. Like he knows what he's doing. Trust in Cowboy Hat, man, and keep
trust in Dave Felony.
well, also like people don't consider that like in Clone Wars where it was a bunch of seasons with a bunch of episodes, like this is intended to be a series that's going to go on for a little bit. It's not like a limited series or where it's only going to have 6 episodes, or like The Mandalorian, which only has like 8 episodes a season. Like there's going to be a lot. So if you just have action in every single episode, like you're going to run out of story really fast.
Yeah. And I feel like some people forget, like, I rewatched the season 1 of The Mandalorian, and it is the same thing. Like, half the episodes are fillers. But the reason why we love them so much is because we're seeing the bond between Din and Grogu, like, throughout the whole thing. And they make that, like, a big effort into it. And the Bad Batch is doing the same thing. Like, we're still having action in every episode. We're still furthering the plot, learning more every time. But, like, we're focusing more on the relationships between, you know, these characters and each other and Omega, and that's what I kind of like about it. Like I just enjoy learning more about these characters because, you know, we still don't know that much about these characters. Order 66 changed a lot, and like this last like episode that just came out last week with Rex coming into it, like just seeing the difference between that Rex and the Rex that we saw in the last episode in season 7, like crazy, like PTSD, bro. Like that just makes me so sad. But it's something that we're learning more about these characters, and that's what it's all about. Like it's not just all about, you know, fighting, action, killing bad guys.
I agree with you, and I have a hot take that bounces off of what you said.
Yeah.
I honestly think it is more childish to crave action than it is to ask for story. I think that
part.
You know what I mean? Because like seriously, I think that the story and the in-between moments, that's the stuff that's geared at the adults. The filler episodes, in my opinion, are what are geared towards your older audiences. You know, like lightsaber battles and a bunch of pew pew combat is for little kids, like in my opinion. Like that's, you know, I mean, also like I consider myself very traditionally feminine and stuff like that, and like I'm a girl, so I don't know if my gender impacts what I want to see in Star Wars also. But like, I mean, when it comes to combat, like I would much rather have a substantial story and slow burn and stuff like that than I would seeing a bunch of lasers bounce off the walls. You know, like hot take. Sorry.
Like you know, in season 7 of the Clone Wars when they did the Maul and Ahsoka thing, and Maul versus Ahsoka, that was a very I must say that was kind of slow burn for me. That was slow burn for me because they didn't introduce Maul and Ahsoka in right at the first episode. They like took time to build it up, and a lot of people also calling the Trace and Rafa like arc filler and boring. Like I was one of those people before, and I rewatched it and I realized like you got to see more of like what Ahsoka was like outside of the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
And that was a lot more meaningful to me because then you got to know like why she was truly like kind of like done with the Jedi Order, why she felt the way she felt. And all these people are like, oh, it's a bad arc. That was like a fluke arc. I'm like, no, it was actually really well intended.
Yeah.
We have got to trust the professionals to do their jobs.
Yes.
These are professional storytellers, and I promise you there's going to be setup and there's going to be payoff. And instead of calling them filler episodes, what if we just called them setup episodes? You know, like let's change our language surrounding that. Like, you know,
Nice.
like I'm popping off right now, but like I hate the language of filler episodes because when they sit down and they're writing this story and they have a limited number of episodes and they have to plan stuff out, every moment, every frame is going to be so carefully selected and planned. And then you have a bunch of, you know, bros on the internet. That's like, if we didn't have all of those, you know, episodes in The Mandalorian that were just random side quests on whatever planets and, you know, the stuff that everybody makes fun of, oh, we have to go to this planet and we have no milk, so you have to go milk a bantha for us and then we will give you money. Like, you know, like, if we didn't have those moments, like we wouldn't have been as emotional when Din took off his helmet.
Yes.
Or when Grogu had to go with Luke. Like we would have seen those and it would have been emotional, but not the way that it was.
Yeah.
So to everybody who's calling the Bad Batch episodes early on and this first arc filler,
don't dislike.
No.
Don't dislike the video.
no,
Yes.
you're valid. Your opinion is valid. But also, just try to think about it in a different way and trust that the cowboy hats have a plan. Okay.
So also
Okay.
imagine like being one of the person who's writing these quote unquote filler episodes. Like they're writing it with a purpose. Like there's obviously a purpose behind it. It's not just a filler episode. It's intended for something. Like
You have
there are
25 minutes.
intentions.
You have to be so intentional.
I want to interrupt with a fun story time.
Okay.
We can do a fun story time.
I'm ready.
I have nothing useful to input to the Bad Batch conversation, but I do want to give a brief intermission to tell you guys that there's currently a bird living in my job. There's a crow. He is living in the train station at Universal. We named him Edgar Allan Crow. It's a very debatable name. Not everyone likes it. Some people have other ideas. But yeah, I love him, although he keeps pooping on everything and it's very annoying. But yeah, he's terrorizing all of us. So I just thought that was really funny, and I should tell people that my job is being terrorized by a crow.
Sounds fun.
Cool.
I just saw a meme about it. Someone made a meme.
They do
Of
know
course.
that Edgar Allan Poe's big blackbirds are ravens, right?
Yes, but it doesn't work as well.
I mean,
Fun.
crows and ravens, aren't they basically, they look the same, you
They're
know?
the same.
What are
Quote
the
the
difference?
crow, nevermore.
I don't whatever. Screw
Birds
it.
aren't real. Birds aren't
They
real.
look the
Yeah.
Well, yeah, first of all, birds aren't real.
It's
You know what
true.
it is?
Come from the bourgeoisie.
The mouse sent it to spy on you guys and your operations.
Izzy's come to spy on you.
And replaced.
Is Izzy and Animagus confirmed?
Well, first of all, Izzy and I were supposed to hang out tomorrow, and then she texted me and was like, "Can you make me a studios pass for tomorrow?" And I was like, "No."
You're like, no.
I might come and bother you guys in next weekend.
I need all the Snapchats.
I know. I was just like, life is. Anyways, we need Bad Batch.
Sorry.
Episode 6, Besties.
Sorry.
Episode
I haven't watched Bad Batch. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your theme. I haven't watched Bad Batch, so I have nothing useful to input to this conversation. However, if I hear something interesting, I'll chime in.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. You
Cool,
did-
cool.
I'm sorry for spoiling, but we're spoiling.
I
Suck it.
I'm not
Also,
gonna
to
remember.
the viewers, if you had not seen The Bad Batch, we are talking about spoilers right now. So if you want to
yeah.
click off the video at this moment,
Yes.
you
my
are
only request is that the clip for this week isn't yet another video where everyone else is talking and I'm texting, because that's what it was
Okay,
last week.
Whose fault is that? I know it was, because I was gonna do the other clip where you were talking about how Izzy, you were like, Izzy, it might be your birthday, but that does not mean that I can tell you that you're wrong. And I was gonna do that one, but you were popping off so fast that I couldn't cut it in time for you to say your point. And I was like, dang it, rest in peace. The clip was so good. Like, I loved the clip, but yeah, I was like, dang it, Kenzie, gotta be on that twit.
I feel like Kenzie gets the majority of our clips because
Yeah,
she's
she's
like
the
she
funny
comes
one.
in with the good one-liners, you know.
Yeah.
Like we can count on her.
Yeah, that was also the reason I was like, man, Kenzie's just been popping off lately. It's time to simmer her down a little bit.
We need to give her a platform.
All hail Kenzie, our queen.
Everything is about me all the time. Haven't we learned this? Have we
As
not
it
learned
should
this?
be, as it should be.
Sorry, I forgot.
So, episode 6, what's going on?
Okay.
You
Let me
tell
refresh
me.
myself.
I rewatched the episode. Okay, so to prepare, because I was like, I'm not going into this head empty, no thoughts.
You came correct. Okay. I love
Describe
it.
it as if you're talking to someone who's never watched it.
Okay, so there are this group of dads, and these dads are going to this planet to make some money, and they need to grab this head of this like.
Keep
Yeah.
going. I'm listening.
Let me use Qui-Gon's saber.
I'll use Lula's leg. No, but so these dads have their daughter, and it's a bring your kid to work day. So
That's what this
Sounds
whole
fun.
series is. Work day.
Didn't even think.
That was funny.
So it's bring your kid to work day, and it's bring your kid to bounty hunt day. So they're trying to find a head of
That
a
doesn't
droid.
sound safe.
Call OSHA. We got a violation.
Kenzie, Affy is coming for your one-liner job. I'm sorry. You have been
Yeah, get out.
booted.
These dads it's to bring your kid to work day, so they bring their kid to work, and they have to go to this planet, which is like a junk planet. It's like the junkyard of the galaxy, basically. And so they bring their kid. I'm gonna say and a lot because ADHD things,
No,
but. And so they bring their kids to work, and they have to find this head of a droid. And the head of the droid contains like the tactile information that has been built up through the Clone Wars. And when they find it, they get stopped by these two people called Trace and Rafa, which I have recently become a stan of recently.
Two hotties.
Mhm.
Don't sell them short.
Are you off the Trace and Rafa hate gang?
I am.
See, because I didn't hate them. See, I haven't watched the episode, but I did watch Clone Wars when they were in it. And I didn't hate them in Clone Wars.
I used to be on the hate train, and then this episode, like, I used to be on the hate train, and then I rewatched their arc in season 7, and I used to think it was like a filler arc and it was a fluke arc, but then like I realized there was like intentions behind every arc.
Isn't that so funny, Affy? You were like proving my point. You were proving our earlier conversation. I thought it was filler, but then I watched this later thing and I appreciated it more. Listen! Listen to them, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
We got him.
So they run into these two sisters, which is Trace and Rafa Martez, and when they run into them, they're also looking for the droid head. Droid head. So they find the droid head, and they both go for it, and they run into the dad batch. And when they run into the dad batch, they're like, "Oh, but I need this," and they're like, "Oh no, I need this," and they're like, "But I need it more." So they fight over it, and our boy Wrecker hits his head again.
Freaking Dingling. I'm pretty sure he just uses his head as his weapon. How much he hits his head on things.
He's like a bull.
Bro.
This man is just like
He's like, let me just jump head first into this thing. Freaking idiot. It's fine.
Oh, Wrecker.
"Oh, Wrecker, my beloved, if you get hurt one more time, I will sue." No, but so Wrecker hits his head again. He starts spouting the good soldiers follow orders spiel, which makes me hella stressed because I'm like, "Hey, yo, bro, let's not." So they tussle over it, and then they realize, "Oh, we've been caught." So Trace, I think it's Trace. Is it Trace the one who
I don't even
figures
know.
out the
Honestly,
one of the
I'm going to be
sisters?
dead honest with you. If you showed me the picture of them, I couldn't tell you which one was
Me
which.
either.
Like, I just know them as a unit. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Rafa. I think Trace is like the big has like the hairdo, and then
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
think you're
one's the
right.
older one.
It's been a while for me since I've thought about them.
Can we start calling Trace and Rafa Team Rocket?
Yes.
Like from Pokemon?
Yes.
They give me the vibe. I don't know.
I'm like so behind in Bad Batch right now that this morning I just watched the episode that has what's her face in it? Fennec.
Oh, you're getting close. You're catching up. You're catching up.
That when I texted you this morning and I was like, hey, these are the episodes we're doing, and you were like,
when I was like,
wait.
when I texted and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm catching up. That was because I opened Disney Plus and I saw that there was 4 unwatched episodes, and I was like, because I thought I only had 2, and I was like, oh, if it's only 2, I have time before work, and then it was 4, and there was no time.
Yeah.
It happens. It's okay.
But short story short about the episode, they find the head, they tussle over it. Rafa and my favorite joke of all Star Wars. Is there an Echo in here? Our lovely little boy comes up and he's like, yes. I'm Echo.
That was adorable.
That was the most I've laughed in Star Wars in a very long time.
I laughed very hard.
It was like you felt it setting up, and you were like, that would be a good joke, and then they like
and then they did it,
and you were like, wait.
You're like, wait a minute, am I on Punk'd right now? What's going on?
So good.
No, but that's my favorite joke in all of Star Wars. Is there an Echo in here? Yes, I'm Echo.
Someone needs to make that a shirt.
And then the sister just looks at him like, excuse me? Like, what?
Only Hope Supply, we're looking at you. We would like is there an Echo?
Yes, Only Hope Supply. They're coming out with a new shirt soon.
They're coming out with the Vow Orange X-Lay shirt. I'm so excited.
We love you guys. Please sponsor us.
I have your Leia shirt in my closet right now.
Send us PR. We'll be models.
I literally, every time they post, my credit card just goes.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Only Hope Supply.
I wore one of their shirts to work the other day because I have their Harry Potter one. And I work in Harry Potter, in case I haven't said that 800 times. Flex on everyone.
You working in Harry Potter? No.
But I wore to work, and like 5 people complimented me in wardrobe. They were like, oh, that shirt's so cute. And I was like, wow, thank you.
Only Hope Supply.
Everyone go follow Only Hope Supply. Buy literally everything is a banger. I own 2 shirts already, and I'm about to own that orange Poe one. Oh, so
go to Only Hope Supply and tell them the Lady Lorian sent you.
Use code Lady Lorian.
Just kidding. We don't have a code. We don't have a code.
It's a lie.
We don't need a code.
Although, if you DM them and ask for one for us, maybe they'll give us one. But maybe they'll be like, dang, all 30 people who watch their podcast DM'd us. But yeah, I really like their designs. Their Kylo one, very cute.
I have their Leia one in my closet.
Yeah, they kill it. They really do.
So back to our dad batch.
Yes, Wrecker, freaking dingaling, sprouts his good soldiers follow orders thing. And then he like is all fine. And I was a little upset. I was like, come on, man. Just freaking crack. Just crack. Okay. And he didn't. But he did later on. But before we get to that, I would like to say how Ahsoka's droid was in the ship.
Yes.
And I'm really looking forward to that Ahsoka cameo.
Speaking of Ahsoka, did you hear the rumor that Affy is going to be in the Ahsoka live action?
I did hear that.
I did. Yeah, I did see that.
I'm ready for that.
I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it.
I want a freaking girl fight. I'm so ready for Ahsoka. I want Ahsoka and Obi together.
I'm excited for Kenobi, but Ahsoka, I'm like,
I get that.
I hope. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
I hope that they have gotten her Laku figured out.
They look like crusty pool noodles.
Like, if they don't have it fixed by the show, like, I'm gonna be honest, I can't watch it because just in the episode of Mando, like I couldn't watch it. Like I literally all I could think about it was 4:00 in the morning when I was watching that episode too, and I still was just like staring at the screen and was like, they're so wrinkly.
It looked like her season 1 Leku.
Yeah.
I get the length. Okay, like I get it. Like it's hard to do stunts, whatever. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
But
It
if you're
just
gonna
looked
make it
like rubber. Like
if you're gonna
like
make it short, like
make it good.
at least figure out how to make it not look like that. Because I'm sorry, but 20 years ago, Shakti had freaking ones to the floor. They didn't look like no shriveled up little sad noodles.
The Leku don't look like you would throw them on the Barbie and eat them. I don't want it. Get it off my
Exactly.
Like Leku are supposed to look edible.
Like Polly Pocket shoes.
Nibble, nibble.
I like
Yes,
Polly Pocket clothes.
that's
I'm
the
gonna put it in my
exact-
mouth.
You found the perfect. They do be looking so tasty, like a Polly Pocket.
You walk up to Ahsoka. 1 second.
Well, back to Bad Batch.
Yes.
Yes, Ahsoka's droid was on the ship, and they transmitted a message, and Trace and Rafa were like, "You were looking for rogue droids," and I'm like,
Oh. Do you think they messaged Rex, or do you think they messaged Ahsoka or someone else?
I think it was Rex, because in the next episode you can see the poncho, and you can see it like kind of matches the poncho that.
I didn't even think about the poncho that you see.
I was really thinking it was gonna be a Jedi because of the robe, so they really threw me off. They threw me for a loop with that one.
Now you've thrown them off their rhythm.
I was caught off guard when I saw Rex, and I was glad I was caught off guard. I like the surprise. So.
Yeah, like I was expecting Rex, but then I saw the robes and I was like, oh wait, maybe it might be Ahsoka, and then it ended up being Rex, and I was kind of like, I kind of liked that the robes, and he looks so, oh, I freaking love Rex. I would die for him.
Me too.
He looks so like sad, like just like genuine, like just distraught of like.
I love that he's so sad.
Like he just looks so sad, and I just don't want him to be sad. I want him to be happy, you know.
He looks aged.
So happy.
He looks
Yeah,
he looks
he
aged.
looks like he aged a lot between that. Like, can you freaking imagine? Like everything you stand for, like everything flipped upside down, and you don't even know what you believe anymore, and like why. And freaking, I bet he feels so bad about fives. Like I feel like he just regrets that so much that he.
You could tell. I mean, you could already tell.
Do you remember when he said, "I had help" when they were gonna go get like the inhibitor chips out of the Bad Batch, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I had help," and you could just see it in his face.
Yes, like I just feel like he has like a lot of shame, and that makes me so sad. Like he feels like he's responsible for like how he acted and stuff, and so like he's just really traumatized by that. And so when the Bad Batch was like, "Oh, we saw our chips in it," yada yada yada, he was like, "You need to get them out. Like you can't. I've gone through stuff that you can't." Like, oh, it just makes me so sad, and how protective he was over Mega when like when he like honestly like Rex is just like, oh, such a good character, so good, and I love him. I want to see him again.
I hope we get to see him again.
Yeah,
I need more Rex.
I'm sure
I hope we get a Rex cameo in the Ahsoka show. I'm sorry, I really.
oh
would
my
like
gosh,
that.
did you see that Tamara
Morrison?
Why did I think that was Tamara Morrison? Did you see that Tamara Morrison is supposed to be in the Kenobi series?
But not as.
We don't know who he's gonna be because Boba Fett is probably not. Everyone thinks that it might be Cody.
Oh, but I couldn't handle that confrontation. That would be so painful.
I know.
Wait. What is the time frame for after?
I think it's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith for Kenobi.
That's what I was wondering. Okay. So
Cody's already turned.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I'm like, is he still around?
Well, we assume not, but people think that he will, that it is Cody because Cody was Kenobi's like dude. So people think that Kenobi will save Cody in some way or whatever. Or he could just be playing random clones. Or he could be playing Rex. Or he could just be vibing. We don't know. Literally, that's it. Like, we don't know.
That would be cool to see Tamara play Rexin.
I know. I really liked this last episode about that.
Oh,
I loved it. Like, I loved the other one, but this one just kind of felt like I think I liked it so much because it gave me hope on where the rebellion is right now. Like, it just like, okay, like people are already starting, like it's not like just the Bad Batch. Like people are already out there starting and like they're not alone. And I think that's what gave me a lot of hope in it. And also just like it was so beautiful. Like the whole thing, like just Rex in the poncho itself was just kind of like, oh, I loved it so much. Okay, so the Star Destroyer, like that was really cool seeing it crash because we saw that. Also, I just want to put that out there. I wrote this down to talk about this, and then I watched the Rex and Round podcast, and they mentioned how the last time we saw it was in Force Awakens, and I was like, dang it, they took it before me. So
shout out Rex and Round.
Shout out Rex and Round. Love you guys.
Great minds think alike is what
literally.
You
But when I saw that, I thought about Force Awakens and how that was like the last time that we saw, besides, you know, Rise of Skywalker too, but like inside of Star Destroyer, that was like really cool. Well, that was not. That was
also, can we talk about how beautiful that water animation was?
I know.
Oh my gosh, they're getting so good at it. Like it looks so lifelike.
We have come a long way.
Also, were those creatures Rathtars? Because they look like Rathtars from The Force Awakens.
I didn't even think about that.
They look like Rathtars to me.
You know what I think it was? You know what I think it was?
What?
I think it was the thing that got Luke in the garbage room in A New Hope.
Oh, the garbage worm thing?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that a giant thing, though?
Let me look up the name. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me do a little Wikipedia.
It looked like a Rathtar from The Force Awakens.
I thought you were talking about, like, the mice.
No, not that one.
And so it was like rat tars. I was like, what are you talking about?
It's either a Diagona or a Dianoga is the monster. And I think it's the one, it was the one that was in the trash compactor, you guys.
Well, amazing. I just loved it. I loved the spider webs. I loved the spider. I loved Wrecker, how fast Wrecker changed. I loved Tech's haircut.
Oh, Tech!
Yeah.
Can I just interject and say I looked up what was the creature in Bad Batch and it popped up with Omega, like she's a creature.
The creature.
Whoa! Write that down. Part of the theory. Okay.
That doesn't seem right.
Creature. Miss Girl's not a creature. Miss Girl is a
critter in the Bad Batch.
Mm.
You guys know what was really funny is that like my mom, like she likes to watch Star Wars with my dad and my brother and I to be a part of everything and to be in on it and to have family time, but she could not. She's like Michael's mom, like she still doesn't know the difference between a lot of stuff and needs a lot of help to understand what's going on, and understandably because Star Wars is a lot. So Carol, don't even worry about it. But
you've got this, Carol.
She's been watching the Bad Batch with us, and I've been helping her like learn and getting her caught up on everything. And in episode 6, when Wrecker, no, not in episode 6, in this past episode, when Wrecker falls and he is almost taken by the monster and stuff, she like audibly gasped really loud. She was like, oh! Like she got like so scared for Wrecker because she's attached to them, and you know why she's attached to them?
Why?
Filler episodes.
Okay. Listen.
Ruthie is on a filler episode. Like Ruthie's like, this is my agenda. We gotta get the filler episodes taken care of.
I'm trying to start something.
Speaking of parents watching stuff, so my dad, you know, like all of our parents, like he grew up on Star Wars, that, you know. And so he's been like trying to watch Clone Wars and all the animated stuff because he's like, there's like so much new stuff coming out, and like, you know, it's just the situation where you have to watch like I mean, you don't have to, but like to understand what's going on in The Mandalorian, what's going to happen in Ahsoka, like you now have to watch these other things if you didn't. And so he was like, I'm going to watch them. And so every time I come home, he's like, I'm on season 4, episode 3. And he's like, I swear the show never ends. So, and then I was like, yeah, and then you have to watch Rebels. And he was like, I have to watch another one.
I
He's
so
like, oh no.
I need to watch Rebels, but I was doing the same thing with my family.
You haven't seen Rebels?
I know. I'm a fake fan.
I still
know.
haven't seen season 4 of Rebels.
That's the best season. That is the best season.
What you fail to understand is that I know what happens and I'm not prepared.
Oh,
And I never will be. I prefer living in ignorant bliss.
All right. So, what do we want to see happen in the next episode of the Bad Batch?
Nothing more
Do
to
we have any
Wrecker.
predictions? Do
I
we
want
have any
another
concerns?
filler episode.
The
Filler episode.
I feel like this was
I would
the
like-
episode that was peaked. Yes.
I would like to see them.
Okay. Good job. Okay.
Yes. I would like them to leave Wrecker alone. I want them to leave Wrecker
I think
alone.
he's in the clear.
Because if I can't handle it, I physically cannot handle it. If anything else happens to him, I will pass away. You will not see me anymore.
I would like to touch base with Crosshair. What's up with him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? What
It's
is he
been a
doing?
month. It's been a month since we've seen Crosshair.
In a month.
Dang.
Really? It has. What's his body count these days? You know, like, how many people has he killed? Like, what's.
I would like to see Hunter.
He will be there.
He's my favorite.
He'll be there.
Oh, for a minute I thought you were talking about Understudies Hunter. And I was like, wait a minute.
Whoa. Maybe we'll have him on next week. Who knows? Who knows, honestly.
Honestly, every week I'm begging the understudies to come on the podcast because
If you guys want to, I'm down.
I don't have time to exist anymore.
I would love. You know, we talked about it before, where like the understudies took over for a podcast one week.
Do it.
Okay, I would just like to apologize to everyone because I've never addressed this for a while. I'm so sorry about the posting schedule lately.
No,
she's doing a She's doing like an apology video. She's like,
I'm not letting.
accountable.
No,
I have my
first of
notes
all,
app out.
No. Stop talking.
Tuesday,
No. Dodge. I'm not letting her apologize because while we love you guys, we are college students. This do be our side hustle and we love it and we are committed, but we also have like other things. All of us are like, our lives are crazy.
We're going through it.
We all go to school. All of us have, I don't know. There's a lot. Ruthie travels a lot. Dodge is living in another state. Izzy just moved to a new city. I work 5 days a week. Kath has so much going on. Okay, like we are doing our best. So we just appreciate you guys sticking with us through the inconsistencies, and we do not promise that it will get better.
Oh no.
No.
I do want to say, just follow our social medias if you haven't already. We will keep you posted on when we're updating. I'm trying to keep that Thursday morning upload because baby, it's a good time to upload. However, considering it is Tuesday at 11 p.m. and the fact that I have work tomorrow till 7 p.m., am I gonna have it up in 3 hours after work?
No.
Am I gonna do it? I don't know. So when this uploads, good morning, good evening, good night.
Guten Tag.
Guten
Good
Tag.
morgen. Guten Abend.
Buenos dias.
Lo
Buenos
siento.
noches. Buenas
Bilingual edition one.
Bilingual. Ruthie can dub in Spanish while we Ruthie's the fluent one.
Dodge,
Ruthie's like, don't look at
Dodge,
me.
didn't you
Ruthie's
take like
no.
Spanish 600 last semester?
No,
Me?
Ruthie's looking really good right now. Afton, what do you think's gonna happen this next episode?
You know, I really don't know. This show has been like a wild whirlwind of content and happenings.
Mhm.
What is the best thing? What is like the one thing you want to see in Bad Batch, like ever? Like you want to see in the show?
I really I really want to see Fennec join them. Like I want Fennec to join up with them. That'd be so cool. And then to what's it called? To tie in with the Bad Batch, I really want her to like regale her stories of her time with the Bad Batch and like the Boba Fett show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I am interested to see like to continue to use like how that goes, like how her story will continue in the Bad Batch, because obviously like she's gonna be still a big player. So
I also want to see more of Tarkin and what his like deal is with them, because I really like the viewpoint of him and clones. Like, it's a very interesting viewpoint because he finds them weak. He finds them like not equipped for the situation. And he's like trying to get all these enlisted soldiers in, and he's put Crosshair with them. I want to know what's happening.
I want to see more politics in general. Like, I really I want to see that transitional period that we haven't got to see very much of. We got to see plenty of it, but of the Empire coming to power. And
you want to see C-SPAN in space?
Yeah, I do. I want to see what that transition looks like for civilians. I've already liked what we've seen so far. I would love, I'm not sure of the timeline exactly with this, but I want to see the transition from clone troopers to stormtroopers, or at least more of what that looks like. And I think that Tarkin will very obviously be involved in that transition. So yeah, I agree with you. I want to see more Tarkin. So
I hope the show goes on like long enough that we do get to see like Omega like continue to get like older and more mature, and
like an Ahsoka situation.
And we're already seeing so much of her maturing. Like, and in this last or 2 episodes ago, where Echo was telling her like to only use the comm link for serious situations, and then she only used it for a serious situation. I don't know, like that's just the easiest thing ever. But I was like, dang, that was good.
We kind of talked about this in our first episode about the Bad Batch, but I really am starting to think that Omega's special skill or talent is mimicry and mimicking, because she's able to watch and learn a behavior so quickly, and I really think that could be your thing, because think about how old she was when she was a medical assistant. That's a big job that requires a lot of responsibility.
She can't be more than 12 though, too.
No, like she's young, and they trusted her with that, and the Kaminoans, they don't play. So I really think that her special skill is that she's able to learn and adapt to situations really quickly, because she can see a behavior and copy it.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I don't know, there's just something that's holding me back on that. Like I feel like anyone that age, if they see someone doing something, they mimic them. Sure. It's just like what the age. So that's like the only thing holding me back. Part of me wants to believe that she hasn't found it yet. Like whatever it is, she can't use it yet. Like I think that like either she has a special chip or something that like makes her like switch automatically and have whatever she has. Because I don't know, just something makes me think that she doesn't have it yet. Like, even though the mimicking thing seems good, it just seems like,
I feel like it would be more obvious.
Yes, it would be. I feel like it would be more obvious if it was something that we could tell. And the mimicking like is obvious, but it's not to a point where I'm like, oh, it's definitely this. Like,
well, it's not something the average viewer would catch on to. Whereas like the rest of the Bad Batch, like all of their like special skills are like very outward,
Mm-hmm. I don't feel like Hunter's is. Like, I don't feel like they focus on Hunter's a lot.
I'm gonna say I agree. Like Hunter's isn't, but Hunter's is also like intense sensory, so like you can't really see that. Like even though that he's a leader, like you can't really like tell when someone like hears something or like sees something or whatever, identify something in the past, whatever, that type of stuff. You can't really see that. So maybe Omega's is like something like that where you can't see it as much and she just thinks it's like normal life. But yeah, part of me just thinks that whatever it is, she doesn't have it yet.
Can I just say one thing that they set up so well to transition into Galaxy's Edge is the Mantel mix. That's what
I was going to say. I was going to say that earlier. I was going to say that earlier.
So well in Galaxy's Edge. I just know that would do so well in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
well, isn't there already kettle corn in Galaxy's Edge that looks exactly like that?
Yeah, it's Katsu's kettle, I think.
Yeah, they already have like the physical product. It's just not under that name.
Yeah. They have to be bringing these products out. Like there's like the macaroons from the Mandalorian. Like you're gonna tell me they're not gonna advertise that? Like people are buying it
They
off
would
of the
sell
Etsy.
so
Like,
well.
Well,
they have to-
actually, the macarons were sold at Williams Sonoma, the cooking store, over the holidays because they sell a bunch of Star Wars stuff and they have a Star Wars collection and they sold blue macarons and marketed them like the Mandalorian.
So who knows? Who knows?
I was like, that Mantel mix looks so super tasty.
Oh,
I'm like, I want it.
I was like, that would slap right now. That
Yeah.
would, yeah.
I want to see Omega share more little like moments and habits and things like that with the other members of the Bad Batch. Because like obviously like Wrecker is the biggest softie and stuff, but you know like that moment with her and Echo and the clone doll, like that was precious. And I want to see that with Tech too. Like I want to see Tech show more emotion and open up like a bit.
I feel like they're bringing that up. Like it was first, you know, Hunter and then Wrecker and then Echo had a little bit, and I feel like Tech is the next one, and I'm excited for it because Tech is definitely the one that is the most like away from his feelings out of all of them, and so I'm excited to see him slowly make a soft spot for Omega, which I think will take time, but we'll definitely see it.
I feel like he'll come out of his shell for her. Like that's definitely gonna happen.
Final words on the Bad Batch.
Don't touch Wrecker or I will sue you, Dave Filoni.
Okay.
Write that down.
Touch Wrecker. Okay.
Don't touch Tech. I will sue you, Dave Filoni.
Yep. Got it. Notes app. Ready and recording.
Notes app apology.
Oh, okay. So I asked these questions to Will and Hunter. So I want to ask these questions to you too, because I'm intrigued because I feel like I also might ask you some other questions, but there's a lot of questions. But this is just kind of like your Star Wars vibe. What is? Who is your favorite Jedi or Sith or?
Oh, Jedi is hard because I don't like the Jedi Order like at all. Like,
okay,
I think they're corrupt.
Okay.
I think they were corrupt. I think they were in the wrong in the Clone Wars. I just don't like them. I'm more leaning towards Sith. So my favorite Sith Lord is Darth Maul at the moment. It changes. It changes like every 5 months. Like
Spider Legs Darth Maul.
Yes.
Darth Maul or okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. What is your favorite show?
Oh, this one's hard.
A normal show.
This one's really hard. I'd have to say Bad Batch.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I fell in love with the Bad Batch in the Clone Wars when they came on, and I fell like straight in love with Wrecker because he's so soft and he's so like pure and everything. And I just fell in love with the Bad Batch, and when I found out they were going to make a show, I was like, oh, hell yeah, let's go.
Awesome. And then there's a lot. So I'm going to say favorite movie.
Favorite movie, Rogue One.
Favorite character.
In the movie or just in general?
In general.
Ooh.
That's a hard decision for you.
Wrecker.
Really? Out of all Star Wars?
Out of all Star Wars, Wrecker is my favorite character.
Respect. Okay. Yaddle or Yoda?
There's an obvious answer here.
Yaddle.
Period.
Okay.
Correct.
I love our strong feminist queen.
Okay, these are so dumb. What's your favorite Mando episode?
The Tragedy.
Oh,
for obvious reasons.
So good. Who is your comfort character, or is it just Wrecker?
Wrecker. Wrecker's my comfort character.
What's your favorite relationship and ship?
Okay. My favorite relationship is Kanan and Hera. They have some of my favorite like chemistry in Star Wars because they work so well. They have like the vibe of a married couple. I really love that for them. They have their family, obviously. They've adopted Sabine and Ezra as their children. And then there's Zeb, who's the cranky older uncle.
Oh, love that for him.
And then Starship, I'd have to say a TIE Whisper.
Okay.
Yeah, I love TIE fighters.
Okay. And what are you looking forward to the most in the Star Wars future? Show, movie, character?
I am looking so forward to Acolyte.
Really?
I am looking so forward to Acolyte because I feel like the dark side is not as explored as like the other sides of Star Wars. Like you get to, so there's a video game I play which is called Star Wars The Old Republic, and in there like you get to play as a Sith and you can like explore the Sith ways in that show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really hope that we can like get more exploration of the dark side in Star Wars because I really like the dark side.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, that's all my questions. Do you guys have any other questions? Oh, I have a question. You're in a room with Ultron, Megatron, and Wrecker, and you can only choose one. Who do you choose? And the rest die. They're gone.
How dare? How
No,
dare?
okay, what if you did Kiss, Marry, Kill?
No, they all die.
Die.
No, because that's not fun. Because that just means like who's the least favorite. But who's the favorite?
The most favorite.
The most favorite.
Oh
Others
no!
die. They're gone forever.
No.
Listen, we all have an answer to the question. Not this specific one because like these characters, I would throw them out. But like if you ask me like Ben Solo, Kit Fisto, you know, I know who I would say.
Queen or something.
Yeah. I know who I would say.
Do
you know who I would say?
Ben Solo.
Debatable.
Are you a Kit Fisto stan? First?
Nah, she would say Lightning McQueen.
You said Lightning McQueen, first of all.
We stand Lightning.
My original comfort character.
I love the most the car one. Yep, that's the one. That's my man.
Listen,
so Ultron can go. Ultron can go.
Okay.
He's out. He's off the table immediately.
He's left the building forever.
But if I had to choose between Wrecker and Megatron, oh my god.
I'm the big homie.
I gotta be honest, I gotta go with Wrecker. Because
wow.
Wrecker would take care of you.
Well,
Wrecker
first of all, Megatron is a car.
And?
Okay, you just chose Lightning McQueen.
Take you places.
But Wrecker would take care of me. Wrecker would take care of me.
Like he's a car.
Excuse me, you dare disrespect Megatron?
You dumped out the human first.
Okay, but Lightning McQueen.
Hypocrisy.
Lightning McQueen would care about me.
Now I drive alone, Lightning McQueen.
My Twitter right now is currently Lightning McQueen. I'm Lightning McQueen.
Oh my god.
Funny. You're like,
everybody stand dodges Lightning McQueen era. We love it. We love her.
It's a car.
Okay, Ruthie, if you were in a room with Luke Skywalker, Tech. Well, I know what you're gonna choose. Luke Skywalker, Tech, or what's another thing she likes, Kenzie? She's the only sane one. She's the only sane one of all of us. We switch characters every 2 seconds.
I know. I'm like, or Din.
Or Din?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, we already knew the answer.
She's the one that freaking sticks to her love.
All of us had alien.
Mind you guys.
I am faithful to my husband.
Mind you, guys, she is actually dating a guy who looks exactly like Luke Skywalker. It's uncanny.
I am.
She's living her life.
She literally manifested.
I ask myself every day, am I attracted to Luke Skywalker because he looks like my boyfriend? Or I'm attracted to my boyfriend because he looks like Luke Skywalker?
It's definitely the second one because you liked Luke first.
Ruthie really said, let me manifest a Luke Skywalker into my life.
But he does act like Luke Skywalker, too. So, he's literally...
I mean, he is very much like, wake up, I was going to go to Tashi Station and pick up power converters. And build things and work on things, like, mechanically. So, you know.
See?
He does have that energy, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, why I didn't pick Ben Solo or Kit Fisto is because they're both dead.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, this is
right.
an alternate reality.
BS.
Honey, Megatron died like 15 times and I still stayed faithful to him.
The only Megatron I know is Nicki Minaj. Can y'all please stop talking?
Whoa. We are
They
Transformers.
call me Megatron.
I don't even know the Transformers names. Literally, we were at
Bumblebee is the yellow one.
He's the yellow one, the Camaro.
No, what did I say? We were at Universal and
yes.
and they come out at Universal and Izzy and I were there and I walk by them and I go, is that Octagon?
Is that Octagon crime?
Literally, I was like, what's his name again?
Is that Amazon Prime?
Like, I literally, first of all, I haven't seen any of the Transformers movies probably since I was like 12. So, memory not great. I have been on the ride once.
It's a good ride.
It's the same ride as Spider-Man, except not as good.
Excuse me, I don't have Spider-Man out here,
As a freaking Transformers stan, I'm just like, Bumblebee.
Spider-Man is
Optimus.
superior, but they're the exact same ride. Like, they're literally, it's the same ride vehicle and like everything. There's just like different graphics.
Can I just say the saddest thing was when I went to Universal Studios and I didn't get to meet Megatron.
That is really depressing.
I got to meet Megatron. And
You should just come to Florida and come to the one here. They're out here all the time.
I have a picture with Bumblebee and me, and he liked my t-shirt, which was a Bumblebee t-shirt. So.
I have a picture with Octagon Crime.
Okay, what did he do, Dodge? Did he just open his mouth and like car?
Yeah, how was he gonna say? You don't talk.
His
Car exhaust.
His arms are like this.
Bro,
He was
they,
like,
He like pointed
they literally have to test.
to my shirt.
They have to test the wind before they bring them out.
I know, they have their little wind thing.
To make sure that it's not windy so that they won't blow over.
Imagine you just go out and you see Bumblebee and it gets windy and it just goes.
On that note,
On that note, speaking about flopping,
Anyway.
You guys do know that when this episode comes out, I will be saying it in Go Getter Greg's server.
please do.
Please do.
I love Go Getter.
I'm afraid of Discord. I'm afraid to. First of all, I tried to re-download it on my computer because I haven't re-downloaded it since like my computer like had to get fixed or whatever. And my computer won't let me download Discord, so that's really fun. And frankly, last time I tried to open it on my phone exploded. Because I haven't been on Discord in so long that it literally my phone stopped working for a solid 10 minutes.
can I make a request?
Yes.
Yes.
To those of you who leave dislikes, fine. This is a democracy. But can you just tell us, like, can you leave a comment and give us some constructive feedback? And
Or DM me. The
why?
DMs are open.
Like, we
I-
just want to chat. We're trying our best. Like, what
My-
do you want to see from us? What do you like?
What
Do you like
wanna
the more
see?
academic, like,
Maybe we should do an Instagram.
content? Or what? Like,
Well, like, here's the thing. The DMs on the Lady Lorian's pages are open. However, if that doesn't feel right to you, mine are, and I will fight you. So feel free to hit
I will
mine.
back her up.
So, I am available for fighting over what you think is wrong with the episode. And if you say it's me, I agree. But
why is that one girl on her phone?
literally, all the dislikes are because I'm not paying attention to the episode.
No, I was literally on my phone and Ruthie said that. I was like, oh.
No, not you.
I was
No,
like,
it's always me on the phone. I
mean-
can't help it, guys. I'm a busy girl, okay? I have a lot going on. I'm multitasking at all times.
This girl is.
As
making
we've been
moves.
wrapping up, I'm currently getting ready to go take a shower immediately. So,
But yes, so leave us a comment, leave us a review. Actually, don't leave us a review if you don't like us.
I mean, yeah, if you don't like
Don't-
us,
don't
please
like us,
do
don't-
not go on Apple
What's a
Podcasts.
review? Don't. Hey, what is Apple? Nope. Spotify only.
Apple
Okay,
Podcasts?
If you do like us, yes, go to Apple Podcasts
Yes.
immediately. Please leave us a review. I
And
am
leave
still.
them
No
on
one has
iTunes.
come forward. No one has come forward about our 3-star review. If that was you, please,
Pull up.
please contact me. No, but seriously, thank you guys for
Yes,
listening.
thank you for everyone who comments and is so kind to us. And it literally every time I get a notification that someone comments, I
to the
cry.
person who said that our episode was too short last week.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, because I was pretty sure everyone was overhearing us talk.
Yes.
Oh no, your
know that.
podcast last week was just the right amount of time.
So I'm like always worried that we talk too much. So it does feel nice to hear someone be like, "No, I wanted more."
Yeah,
This is-
that actually meant a lot.
You know how we
Keep
should
the energy.
advertise? You know how we should advertise our show?
By length.
Do you like being on the phone with your friends or going to a sleepover with your friends, but you have social anxiety and you don't know what to contribute to the conversation? That's the Lady Lorian
You
show.
have mental health issues. Come join the
Are you
Lady Lorian.
mentally ill?
Are you an introvert who wants to have extroverted tendencies but without the socialization?
Do you have ADHD and can't stay focused on one topic for more than 35
Hi.
seconds?
To the
Then
lady-
I have the podcast for you.
No, because I was so anxious. I was like, my ADHD, I hope I don't wander off. I was like, I hope I stay on topic.
Girl, you care.
We are so chill.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who leaves a like and comment and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to also follow our Instagram and Twitter to find out when we upload, because that will be on that and we will keep that posted. Also, thank you so much for Affy for coming in and
Thank
being our understudy for this week. And
Yes, that's
I
me.
love you. I love you so much. You
I
know-
honestly, I'm a little shook to my core because Afton did come for my like being the funny one.
So now he's like, now I have to freaking watch Bad Batch. So now I can know what to talk
I have
about.
to get caught up.
Wow, am I
Yeah.
going to replace you, Kenzie? Question mark?
Yeah, so I might have to retire.
We're slowly taking over. Every time we're gonna have
Every week there's just gonna be another understudy taking over until there's no more Lady Lorians left.
we're the guests.
It's gonna be like Among Us up in here. It's gonna be like find the imposter.
Yes.
Gotta find the imposter as they try to sabotage. Who can we trust in this Among Us?
I mean, Will is definitely the one that wants to like infiltrate and literally own us.
And
So-
Hunter. Well,
Oh,
Will
I
actually
already put on my
legally wants
Twitter.
to own us.
Yes.
Will has attempted to legally own us. So
Actually, that sounds a little weird. Let me say that.
no, that's like those fan fictions that are like, I got kidnapped by One Direction. My mom sold me to One Direction. Our mom sold
my
us
manager
to
sold me to Will Brosey.
Go to him on TikTok to find us in the background. No, he wants to legally own us.
Maybe Will should buy it.
Yeah.
I'll let him be our manager.
But anyways, Afton, where can they find you to find your friendliness?
So, if you guys are looking for me on Twitter and Instagram, my Instagram and Twitter @s are Affy Louisa, AffyLouisa. On Twitter right now, I am going through an Attack on Titan phase because a certain friend of ours got me into it, and I'm just like, Hunter. This man's got me into anime, so yeah. On Instagram, I just post stories usually, like don't post as much, but still you can go follow me there. I am really fun there. Yes. Also, don't forget to follow the fellow Lady Lorians. They're wonderful. They're kind. Their content is top tier.
I
But
tweet
yes.
once a week, so
Yes.
if you want sporadic updates of my life,
I tweet my mental breakdowns.
We're all doing very well. Yeah.
She tweets her
like 3 times a day.
We like to be authentic.
She tweets her mental breakdowns. I lift her up from them.
It's just a great time all around lately.
That's yourself.
Also, go if you watch Rexin around, go to Greg's Discord, because Afton there's Greg and then there's Afton. And it's like the battle to the fittest. Like Afton is who really
I am a moderator in his Discord. I make sure everything runs smoothly. I make sure that nobody does wrong.
exactly.
And I potentially annoy Greg too. So
I'm gonna need like you or Will or someone to like give me
Yeah, can we have a tutorial?
like a crash course on how Discord and Twitch work, because I was like in the Twitch stream last night, people were gambling.
Yeah, you can gamble.
I don't know how
I have 50 tokens. What do you mean gamble? What?
I don't know.
Gamble what? I don't have
that's
any.
Will's area of expertise.
Okay.
I'm the Discord girl.
Cool.
He's the Twitch
you
guy.
Can you guys like get together and like make us like a joint PowerPoint?
Please.
PowerPoint night.
The Lady Lorians need to like be hip because that seems to be like maybe if we learned how to use Discord and Twitch, like maybe we could like conquer some more sections of the internet.
Yeah, you could do like live podcasts.
Yeah, but like we don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if somebody or whatever, if someone could teach us, that'd be great.
Thank you so much, Afton, for coming in. Thank you, Ruthie and Kenzie. Thank you for watching. We will see you in 2 weeks for another Bad Batch update and maybe some other stuff. Who knows?
Don't forget about Kyber sisters. They also we switch off weeks with them. Well, not weeks. I'm not like here yet.
No, you're part of Landlords.
We switch off weeks. They're 1 week and we're the next. So go check out Kyber sisters.
They're our moms.
They're moms.
Rexin around, any of them. We love all these people very much.
Mm-hmm.
So watch Greg's streams.
And I cannot forget, Ruthie and I were on a podcast.
Bargain Binge podcast.
Period.
And we did an episode about the Ewok television specials, and it will be out sometime in July or August, so look for updates on that.
Also, go follow them because they're really cool. And
we'll definitely tweet about it when it comes out and like post it on Instagram. And maybe a little bit sooner, just so you guys can go follow them and be ready for when it comes out.
Yeah.
I am trying my best here, running the social media page.
So they were amazing.
But we'll let you guys know that way because I wasn't there, so I am really excited to listen because I normally don't listen. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't listened to our podcast in a while. Because I just can't hear myself talk anymore. I'm over it. Okay.
Oh, I felt that.
But I'm excited to hear what you guys talked about because you guys talked about, can you say what you guys talked about?
Ewok movies.
Yeah.
We talked about the Ewok movie, but these guys were like really smart. So you can just see, you can hear Ruthie and I's like amazement in it because they would just be like so smart and we're like, wow. Furballs in a movie special.
So that will be really fun to hear about because that is like something more obscure that like I don't know about.
Yeah,
so I'm really excited to hear and listen and support the more friends in the podcasting community because there's a lot of Star Wars podcasters out there and all of them are killing it. I wish I had enough time in the week to like listen to everyone, but I need to sleep at some time. So I'm doing my best, but there are so many amazing creators and we are lucky to be amongst a lot of them, so it's really fun.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.